My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Atomicrops. We're going to be doing a year 3 run here. This is actually my first year 3 run of all time. Oh, does not look like I left myself off with many resources as a result of my last run. All right, fair enough. That's just going to make it a steeper hill that we have to climb. But we will place atop that podium. I'm hoping to try and get basically the same build that I got last time, just because it's the only way that I've seen that seems to be capable of getting that kind of point score. Take a chicken there. Very, very hopeful that I end up with fertile eggs. Ooh, these bullets are really fast. So it's the bullet speed of the enemies is increased, as well as their HP and, well, not damage, because it can't be increased, right? I think it's just those two, their move speed and their bullet speed. But, oh, and their HP, right. But it aligns to be pretty dang potent. I'm very glad I haven't taken any damage yet. I'm actually kind of proud of it. A little low-key. Come on. Thank you. I do still need to veer back to the inside here on the south. Otherwise, I'm going to miss out on a bunch of stuff. Trying to make sure that I don't... Wow. Never mind. I wouldn't have missed out on anything. And in fact, I would have saved a bunch of time. Gotta trust my gut from now on. And that'll be the only time it would have served me well in the entire video. Every other time that I try and trust my gut, it will be awful. Okay. Cancel up. We've got 33 seconds. Not doing awfully in terms of time, frankly. I'll take the laser tracker. Just for drones that I might get later on. Laser tracker giving them increased range in particulars. Well, range in particular, that's what it does, right? But in particular, statistical increases to turrets and drones giving them range is quite dang powerful. Damage is important, you know, knockback less so, but range gives them the ability to start locking onto targets much, much sooner. Just absolutely bobbing and weaving through this entire half of the map. I will say, I haven't... Like, it's dusk now, and I'm still not back at the camp. That's not great for me. Only just got my golden pupa. I'm still going to have to crack it open. Okay, not too far at least. In fact, I might even get to plant down a decent amount here in the first day. Ouch. Getting a statistical increase as our first is not great. Little saddened about that. Alright. Hopefully we end up with fertile eggs next. Because sincerely, we are going to need that if we are going to get the amount of fertilizer I'm going to require. Just gonna try and turn this into a 4x4 square for the sake of later 2x2 plots. My goal eventually with the farm has just become, like, rounding it out to make the largest square that I can. Pretty reliable, that one. Put prickly pear up there because it leaves me with 4 to make another 2x2 crop. I mean, with that turret down, I can now actually bounce. Might be able to take out a camp or two. One thing I'm going to have to worry about for tomorrow is making sure that I don't get any weapons that can't deal with camps. That is to say, like a flock in a camp. Mobs. How am I going to refer to it? Like swarms. There we go. Swarms. Never mind. We've got like the perfect weapon for it in the rusty SMG. It's a very early horse. I'd love if I could have gotten it. All right, let's start with the SMG. I'm really going to need an early cow or something like that as well. Otherwise, none of those crops are going to be done by the time I get back. 3 fertilizer isn't really worth the detour there, so I'll just leave it to die. Unfortunately, we also got the Weed Whacker tractor. It's the least valuable one, in my opinion. Even in the higher years, although I guess I've never played it in year 3 before, so I'm assuming even in this year. One thing I tend to find about all of my high score runs, regardless of whether or not they've been based around the fertilizer sunflower strap, is that I need a whole lot of tillable soil. Like, way more than I used to think was reasonable. So I'm not sure there's, like, at this point, any reason I would ever turn down a pig. Yeah, not really. Especially considering it's now a lot easier to continue exploring with Rye, rather, in particular. It's now a lot easier to continue exploring and get more of the rain clouds and stuff like that from the higher tier areas. Like, it's quite common that I'll explore all of the areas in the game, whereas I used to not get even close. It's feeling like having those rain clouds patches up the possibility of feeling like, oh, I have too much soil and too many plants and not enough water. Like, that most often tends to fix itself. Ah, dang it. Good hit, good hit. It's feeling like I was really, really stomping these areas. Yeah, you got me, partner. You absolutely gone and got me. I need the caster down as soon as possible. Where are you? Oh, yeah. Absolutely hate that mob. Take 1 early anemocracy. I don't feel confident in that decision. Given an extra millisecond of thinking, I think I would have taken the blood wren now. Shame you don't always necessarily have access to that extra second. No rose drop down there. Yeah, even with this better weapon, clearing this side has been super rough. Not as in difficult, but as in it's taken a lot of time. I was hoping to have been finished long before now. Alright, fine. That'll do. Okay, never mind. They're all harvestable. We're all good. Let's make a couple of 4x4s, 2x2s here, some giant crops. One of the reasons I'm opting to do this with the... accidentally broke the top crust there. Not my intent. The reason I'm doing it with the... what are they called? Lettuce? Cabbage? Something like that? The reason I'm doing it with them is because they are very, very water hungry. So making that into a giant crop so I only have one of the water hungry crops to have to water is a lot more efficient. Also gonna pull this up and move this over. Yeah, I really, really shouldn't have gone with the anemocracy. I'm actually going to put down a rain cloud here and try and start getting my roses out. This is because I've got the higher golden pupa reward from either side right now, so I know I'm not about to get resilience and regret this. But also because I really, really want these up before the end of the first season. And I can't necessarily trust myself to do that all of today to actually put down any of the roses. I would have liked if one of them would have come up a little earlier, I'll admit, but it's fine. Okay, I'll take one of these. Should probably go north. We'll go to the tundra because we're not super heavy on watering at all. Also gonna try and make sure to actually use this once. The Weed Whacker can actually give you some pretty important seeds. None of those really count. But it can do that, despite the fact that it elected not to there. Sunflower seeds in particular. I mean, like, look. It worked last time. I want to recreate it. Can you blame me? Let's see if I can make it bigger and better this time. Somehow. If I'm having problems with soil in the area, I'm going to put down a date tree and a peach tree here. What the heck? My first tree decided just not to place itself. Okay, that's okay. Whatever, because we're running away. That's fine. I do not know how those trees are going to mature while I'm away without being watered, but... Oh, never mind. There's the cow. We found it. Solved all our problems. We do honestly probably just need one cow, especially considering we just halved our tillable soil area with 2 permanent trees. When I say permanent, they're permanent until enemies destroy them, and it is entirely possible later on that I allow enemies to destroy them. But right now, my tillable soil might as well be half-sized. On watering. I really, really hate this wizard, but that is some seriously, seriously good dodging on my part. I'm very proud of myself for that. Oh. At this rate, I probably need to turn around and go back to the pupa. In fact, I'm probably not going to get the time, but I'm going to see if I can butter it up a little. In fact, I got it down! Oh no! That's probably going to destroy whatever I just picked up from that, because I actually opened the bulb as I was standing on it as I had left. That sucks! That's really, really sad. Oh well. I'm going to try and not focus on that, else I am going to be very, very disappointed with my run overall. Just don't want to get hyper-focused on it and start feeling like the run is already lost. I can become a little perfectionist with the idea of the run in my head that I'm trying to bring to fruition. The unfortunate thing is, despite the fact that I killed the boss real early and I have like another minute until this match is over now, I cannot leave this area. I can't go back up. That's the problem. So I can't actually go and collect whatever got drops there. Whatever it was, I hope it was complete garbage or that it stays there. I don't think those items will actually stay there though. It's a pretty sizable plot of land, actually. Considering 2 relatively late pigs and no earthquake scrolls at all. Just waiting for this crop to come up, and then I'm going to pop down the anemone. Actually, you know what? It's fast enough. So we've almost certainly got enough for the first season already, so I'm not going to stress. That's maybe 600 this season total. That's not actually great. Yeah, slightly short. That's really unfortunate. I mean, we only miss out on a rose and a cornucopia. could have been a lot worse. I'll take that chicken. Pretty much always going to. Also take the rake. I'll definitely take a double stats up. Should I also take a drone now over the movement speed? And then I'm only 5 roses away from marrying Norman. Yeah, you know what? Norman had things that I wanted the entire time. I've got to be loyal to that. Bullets and toxic spores are 2 great upgrades to have hit there. Very pleased about it. Really? I really didn't want those to actually be harvestable until I had left. So that I wouldn't have to turn around and actually harvest them. So take all of whatever's here. Never mind, that's a bunch more seeds that I have to put down. They'll be placeable in just a moment, don't worry. Yep. Knew that was coming up. I've farmed enough of these crops in my time to kind of generally know how long they'll take to grow under a rain cloud. There we go. I mean, 1.5 minutes should be enough to clear this side, given the power of this weapon right now. Oh, never mind. Okay, it actually didn't open. Hell yes. We did miss out on a scroll from the daily scroll, but that's completely fine. As long as we get ours today, we can give us that scroll, our daily scroll. We'll be completely fine. I'll take my aggression stats up there. Thank you. And immediately even heal it back up. This is perfect. I've even got this weapon for tomorrow. I might want to go to a 2nd tier area tomorrow instead. Like, might go to the 2nd tier area up here. The 3 bridge. This is just a very, very good gun for doing that. Also, we just got 2 very easy cows there. Very easy meaning, like, no decision. Didn't have anything else that I wanted instead. Wow, patch fertilizer versus thankful crops. Thankful crops triggers more times over the plant's lifespan, giving us more fertilizer overall, but I really would have liked both of those. We're getting further and further away from our possibility of doing a sunflower build. Like, it's very much at this point looking like we should probably go to, I don't know, late game anemones and just stacking fertilizer for those is something. I'll start picking up late game anemones. That is to say, the 2nd tier scroll for anemones. Just to prepare myself for a bad future. I mean, look, we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 5 more golden pupas to get. Any of those could give us direction. We've got 1 turret down here, so we should be still defended. But if we lose anything, it's fine. Still completely defended. I mean, I should expand this side. I probably want to pull that turret up at one point. But at least not until... Dang it. That was a really, really bad hit to take. At least not until we finish defending. Problem is just trying to make sure that I can split this with picking up my energized status and then keeping it. Very easy. And that leaves me with the largest area for my 2x2s. And even then, 3 spaces left over. Perfect. Now we can pull this up. I want the turret always to be off in a little nub area so that it's not interfering with any space where I could be making a 2x2 later on. I would love to get a participation trophy. I didn't have that last time, and as a millennial, I need it. And I'm deserving I participated, damn it! It'd be very, very important if I could pick one up, just because it would save me a lot of the fertilizer I'm working with right now. Second tier area. I could probably clear all of the jungle in a day. Whereas I'd have to clear a second tier area over the course of 2 days. I'm definitely going to pick up all of the bridge materials, but I think I still will hold off and do the... Do just a normal area. Normal area here being a tier 1 area, so the forest. I'm going to try and just refer to them as south, north, east, south, and west. Because otherwise I start confusing myself. Like, is this... Which of them is the jungle? Is it the plains or the forest? Both of them have trees. Like, I'm not really good at my name for geographical terrains. I don't know my escarpment from my escargot, so I'm gonna have to just north, south, east, west. I've got the cardinals at the absolute least. Take the laxative. If the episode ends early, you'll know why. Probably because I've died, because it's a roguelike and that's just bits. It doesn't affect my bowels. I can never decide if I want to go with the sincere joke or the anti-joke at the end, so sometimes I try and have it both ways and it doesn't work either way. Just so you know, just why I'm laughing at myself. I'm laughing at myself in a dismay there more than at the joke. I'll take the sprinkler tractor and... Oh, we actually have an extra tractor slot. I care so little about having an extra tractor slot that I didn't even clock it. I just wanted to make the trade instead. Another anemocry. Okay, we have enough to start doing, like, late game anemocries. Late game anemocries would just be having a lot of tillable soil and rain clouds running constantly. And then you just keep using anemocries. I mean, it's very much what is written on the tin. Good organic armor right there. Love it. It does look like I will be able to clear the entire south. Not bad. Yes, perfect. I knew there was going to be something just up in this corner. Probably not worthwhile. Yeah, 3 chili and 1 rice. Definitely not worthwhile. I would love to see just another animal camp. Immediately see one, and in fact, it has another cow that I get to take for free. I don't like how many cows I'm getting, but all of them are up against things I'm not going to take instead. So like turrets or scarecrows or bees. So I don't feel bad about taking them. The limited choices in this game, like specifically the limitation on your choices made in this game, actually makes for some pretty interesting and diverse runs, because otherwise you would always choose the same kinds of things. There are some runs where I just ended up with a lot of bees and then I found a trophallaxis and suddenly my run is all about the bees. Actually something I really appreciate about the game. Appreciate about the game. I mean, look, I was halfway through the sentence there and decided to knock off for the rest of it. It happens. Clearly, to me, just then. So I'm not gonna have a lot of time to stay near the crops tomorrow morning. I'm gonna want to explore. Let's just get that rain cloud down really early here. So I might be able to harvest and then pop down another anemocry before I go for the exploring. Perfect. Everything is absolutely coming up, Millhouse. Might even get some early flowers. Who knows? Alright, I'm not going to be able to do the the harvest as early as I had hoped. But it does look like at the very least we're in for a good season. I get married before we actually explore any of the second tier areas rather. Rate of fire and accuracy damage are probably the two best ones that I could have gotten there. The game is very much gifting a lot of things to me right now. In a way that's making me feel nervous. You know how they might fatten a beast up before the kill? That kind of a thing. Alright, game, please don't do me dirty like that. These crops really should have been put down earlier. Please. You'll have to come up so that I can put down the next Anemocry. Oh, this is absolute torture. Also, I don't till soil fast right now. So I'm a little worried that... Oh, never mind. Phew. A lot of it left tilled soil behind. So a little worried that was about to get awful. Never mind, we're fine. All right. Second tier area. We'll go to the second tier area of the desert. This is west. I can only remember... So, like, you might be familiar if you've heard me talk in any other series about this, that I cannot tell left from right. It's just a thing. Can't do it. The only way I can tell west from east is if I imagine the map of Australia. The only way I can tell left from right is if I hold up the L sign on both of my fingers and go, which of these looks like the L in left? Nope. It is absolute mercy that I've decided not to be able to drive. And that's, of course, a decision. Not that I don't know how to. I have decided to not be able to drive. Yeah, there's a Trophallaxis, but I have turned down every bee this run so far, so I'm probably going to continue doing that. I might as well take the other one that might, at some point, somehow have a benefit for me. Also, since we have the rake, we no longer need to stay so close to all of these camps as we complete them. Just a little note that I didn't say at the time. It's probably a relevant one. Yeah, these enemies are moving so fast that I am having a lot of difficulty employing my standard kind of strats on them. That being the don't fight anything that's not in a camp strat. I really wanted to use the hole to get back home because then I could have used it to leave early tomorrow morning. Yeah, we'll come back over in that direction in just a moment. There we go. I'm gonna try and not focus on the Soul Crusher because the Soul Crusher can be killed so damn quickly. But if I focus on the Soul Crusher and then do my Anemocry afterwards, I'm just going to waste a lot of time. The Anemocry could have been growing. And back to the Soul Crusher. Seriously, the Soul Crusher will oftentimes get killed in like 3 shots from a shotgun. Specifically, the toxic spores do absolute work. Very glad to have gotten my health up there. Being only 2 hits away from death is just too damn close for me. Honestly, I probably should have had a rain cloud running while I was doing all of that. In fact, I will do it now. Basically, just to try and get any of this harvestable before we leave. Because I honestly don't know we've done a good season yet. 8 seconds left in it. The Weed Whacker is honestly helping keep back all of the weed monsters. I haven't seen a single one so far, so I do have to give it props for that. And having the rake as well, honestly, has made it a lot more useful. I don't have to follow it the entire way down its track. Okay, that'll be a good season. That's enough. How many sunflowers do we have now? We have 4 sunflowers. Okay, so we can just cheat a whole season now. I just need more? Do I need more fertilizer to do that? I don't think so. The butcher bayonet. Cow and pig. Yeah, I'm into it. It's trophallaxis. Don't care about trophallaxis. Don't care about root soldier. Sure, we'll go cow and pig. If the final one is also a rain cloud, no, it's not. I mean, it's only 2 for a gourd. I'll take it. I never, ever, ever give value to the gourd. I never respect the gourd, but I promise you, the gourd is probably saving me like 50% of the hits I take somehow. Like, it's definitely one of those things that I should probably value a lot more highly than I currently do. But the optimal, like, if it is working perfectly, I'll never notice it at all because I won't be taking damage. If it played a sound every time it was hit and I didn't take damage, I would probably go deaf from that sound. This is what I'm saying. It's doing a lot of work. Let's go back to the farm. Yeah, those are all about to be harvestable. So wait a moment here. Actually, you know what? Let's turn them into some 4x4s. Because then they'll still be harvestable in a moment, I think, right? But I'll get to waste some of my other seeds there as well. Really? They're still not up? Oh no. Okay, that was bad. Oh, I thought it was going to work perfectly. Now I am the fool. Fine, I'm just going to pop those down and then walk away. Still got so much more of this side to explore. Got so much HP to lose. Oh my god! Ryan! Okay, the gourd just saved me from taking a hit there. I saw it. Not that one, though. God, how can you do me dirty like these? Please! Oh, the bullets are so fast in year 3. It's not a problem unless you're absolutely in the thick of it, which when you're just dodging enemies that aren't the main camp, you constantly are. So I'm going to try and make sure that all of my enemies are constantly on one side of me. It's something I actually had to disabuse myself of in other games so that I could become a better player and a faster player, but in this game I'm going to have to re-abuse myself of that. Dang it. I was focusing on my routing rather than whether or not there was a single bug on there. You got me. You absolutely got me. How dare you? Almost again. Yikes. Y'all are really going straight for the throat. I respect it in a way, but in another way, stop, please. I would like to live. Double-edged watering can. That's not good enough. It just isn't. That's not the kind of thing you can build in anything around. It's not gonna save us. All right. Take my teleport out. We're now completely done with the west. Try and get a better weapon and go east tomorrow. Honestly, not such a huge fan of the SMG. And now I've found where we're actually going to have to use the next Weed Whacker. Works perfectly. Instantly took out that crop. Just gotta wait for the beans to come up. Damn. Alright, they're starting to come up. Cool. Because then I earthquake, pop down the anemocry. Probably not a rain cloud, because that's a garbage anemocry. Actually, I might not even use that anemocry. It's very, very bad. Should I start getting rid of these trees? I actually don't even want them. They're taking up space for my other stuff later. I have so many seeds for all these turnips and stuff like that as well. Third tier. I got a couple third tier seeds as well. Okay, never mind. We're actually going to spend tomorrow farming, as it turns out. The earthquake, definitely. Because we've got Butcher's Knife and Flying Squirrel. These are the only two weapons that I will not explore with. You just cannot make me. They can be used happily in the camp. So, in fact, you know, take 2 upgrades on that, and I'll use this to defend the camp, and that'll be completely fine. I cannot use it to explore. But at the very least, it gives me a whole lot of time to do all the farming I want today. You know what? I'm actually going to get a lot of these high tier crops. How about that? This is kind of the strat that I wanted to do a couple episodes ago, but it's going to come together now? Fine. Basically, the idea behind it is that I'm just going to permanently have a ridiculous amount of aloe vera seeds. Aloe vera seeds, is that... It's probably not the best seed to do it with, because the aloe vera seeds, I think, grow more slowly, but require less water, whereas I have an abundance of water. Not that much time. I might want a second level seed from the other area of the game, the eastern. I'm going to leave them all there, not turned into mega crops as well, because I want to make sure that I get to use the watering tractor on them all again. My watering tractor is getting so ready so quickly. I'm actually just going to stay here until its first charge goes off. No, that's going to... Is that going to invalidate it? No, it didn't. Phew. Let's bounce. Looks like some good crops, those. Why am I trying to explore? Didn't I just say that this was going to be dumb and that I shouldn't do it and that I would spend all of my day at the camp? Didn't I just finish saying that? I did. And that's because I'm not going to explore. I'm just going to open this area and then go back. I definitely didn't forget. I should have left. I knew the weapon wasn't going to cut it. I should have just left. Give a little fertilizer to everything. Make sure we get that all out. I'm gonna quickly harvest all of those because I probably only have enough fertilizer left to actually turn those into triples. While there's still a rain cloud around, I'll put down the other anemocry. It's just a very, very quick one. So now that I'm exploring this other side of the map, what am I finding? Tomato? Do those grow faster? I mean, you'd think. Alright, I'll try tomato. Please, sniper, I'm gonna need you to slow your roll for just a moment. I've lived far too long in this run for me to now die. I'm starting to get to the point where unless I start taking risks, I should just live. And in doing so, win. That would be my first win on year 3, so if I want to just take it easy right now, I can phone in a win. Get my first year 3. But I'm desperately intent not to do this. Because currently my score is a little embarrassing. I would love to be able to pick up the squirrel pack there. Oh, well. Yikes! Blunderbuss? Fine. If it's the best option I get, but it's not good. At the end of today, I'll get another bridge repair material. Bridge repair material. Yep. Bridge repair material given to me by the mayor at the end of the season. Alright, so I'll go back to the farm. Let's start with a... guess like 9 of these? In any configuration, I can kind of put them down. Really, really hopeful the tomatoes were the actual ones that needed this as well. Kind of hemming them in from all sides right now, though. If only I had participation trophies, this would be perfect. Now I'm pretty much just trying to fill the space. Can you even explore today? At this rate, probably not. Don't like how much time I have to do all of my planting here at the start of each day. I may not actually even end up fully exploring all areas at this rate, which is an absolute tragedy. At least as far as I'm concerned. At this point, I'm honestly just harvesting fertilizer for later. We still do have sunflowers. We can still pivot. I'm hoping not to. I'll keep my options open. Ah, oh, dang it! Got punked! Ah, I knew that was going to be a decoy hole. Not the right one. I was hoping that we'd already taken one of the... Hell of a lot more seeds there. Loved it. I was really hoping that we would have already taken a extra passage back from this side. You okay? All right. Now this is one of the shotguns that can absolutely destroy old mech, so we'll be fine and fine. Come on. Just get a little too close. That'll do it. Ah, told you. Honestly, I am actually just going to try and also get the extra money out of these because I haven't done anything with sunflowers this season yet. So just in case I'm somehow still behind, that should have us covered. Where do we pop down this tractor? That's enough. Especially considering how many of the chickens I have right now, this should be fine. We have nothing at this point, basically, defending our crops. So if we leave them, we should expect them to disappear. We've still not even found resilience. Honestly, like, none of the golden tractor upgrades we've found so far have been any good at all. Very, very disappointing. I hate not being able to maintain my, executive status is the way that came to my mind to try and refer to it instantly. It's not that. Energized status, there we go. Flow state, I believe is what the game refers to it as. Oh my god. Why, Ryan? Why did you just do that? Oh, I didn't even get anything back from them! I accidentally started putting those down and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna finish putting them down and then put a watering tractor down, get my seeds back. It'll be okay. I'll make up for my mistake. So instead, I tripled down on my mistake. You know, like a smart boy. I hate that I missed that stats up right there. And I would say that I miss it. This ride I probably want to take a watering tractor over to, yeah, it's on alpha. I'll take it. Too much of the strat revolves around that to not have it. I'm also going to take this assault rifle and level it up. That is going to waste a lot of money on the... You can take those two. A hell of a lot of money on the thing that we just threw away, but I'm fine with it. Ooh. Hang on. I might even still get full value out of those. Sneaky. And, in fact, I even still have a full anemone to go down. Go run across, popping down as much of our fertilizer as possible, just so that there is less of a burden on the poor cows. Fewer crops for them total to water. Just walk away. Drop down another tractor, don't really care what happens to it. I don't think we even... No, we definitely didn't finish the east. Okay, we've only finished west. Okay, cool. Just trying to keep track of all of this in my mind. Not really a welcoming party right there. Less of being gifted a layout and more being gifted a layout there at the start. How dare you? Not welcoming at all. We'll take rusty shocks. Yeah, that whole turret build didn't really come together, did it? Vinaigrette honestly doesn't really do much at all. To my mind, it is far too little money to actually contribute. Vinaigrette is weeds are harvestable. They each give you 2. if it had other side consequences, like weeds on your farm are now harvestable, as in like you hold Alt and they just get harvested, well, then suddenly it has a lot more utility. Any more of those rain clouds, game? Honestly, at that rate, I probably should have taken that B. I'm probably going to have, at least if my exploring goes well, rain clouds from now until the end of the game. That definitely should have been bubble shields. I severely undervalue bubble shields. It's one of those things of I shouldn't need this if I never get hit. Planning around optimal situation kind of thing. Ooh, another rain cloud, lovely. I have a whole lot of plants down right now. It doesn't matter if some of them die. Hell, it doesn't really matter if all of them do. Intercepted that shot on my way out. How dare you? I still don't think I found my golden pupa over in that direction. So probably need to head back. Let's start with the tomatoes. Well, actually, hang on. We've got a lot of we got a lot of tomatoes now because we were harvesting them, right? I was trying to figure out where all the tomatoes came from, and if the tomatoes came from exploring the tundra, then that means they're a crop that actually doesn't need that much water, but does need more time, and that's the exact opposite of what I'm trying to plant right now. Pretty sure at this rate, yeah, I can just plant them in a 6x6. There's the vinaigrette. Still don't want it. Still don't really need any of that. Wait, do I need 3 more of these? No, just 1 more, because I already opened up the second area to the east. Getting too precious with everything. Like, I'm still trying to make the farm look nice and neat and tidy and orderly. All that time should be past now. Perfect. Honestly, it still feels like this isn't even going to put a slight dent into the amount that we get from something else, like sunflower build. And, in fact, it's going to take more fertilizer. And farm set up basically as prettily as I can do it right now. Before we start harvesting, let's start fertilizing the top row as well. Basically, this is just going to become a rotating crop of just tomatoes. As by the time I planted the new ones, the previous ones are ready for harvest. Yeah, I can get like 9. Oh, not even 9. Not even 9 giant tomatoes out of that. Thank heck I have watering crops, otherwise I really wouldn't have even gotten that many. See, the problem is all of the garbage crops, that is to say unfertilized crops, they're just 10 apiece when they're harvested. Like, I'm working this hard for 300. They only really give you a decent amount if they're fertilized. Like, it'd be a 10 apiece for any of these ones down here, right? I'm gonna fertilize them all up, and then I'm even gonna fertilize the giant crops, so just quickly figure out some fertilizer for it. Still not a... Yikes, still not enough. Alright. There we go. And that one's 240. Yeah, if we don't have the fertilizer, we really shouldn't be doing that strat. Alright, at the very least now I've figured that out. A little late to save that day, but fine. You know what? I actually don't care about anything that's on the farm at the moment. I'm running away. I would actually actively prefer if they killed the trees, so... I'm happy to get out of there. Take Weed Whacker to cut the weeds faster, because I sometimes have to do that, I guess. Pressure watering can is fine, but I have enough water. I have way too much, in fact. Like a couple of Nemicries, I guess, at this rate. Fine, I'll take the Rain Cloud, though. Take that one as an Anemicry. And in fact, it looks like we've explored the rest, except for the Golden Pupa at this point, right? Oh. Immediate note by the game. Thank you for making it quick, though. Good lord, there is a lot more over this side that we haven't explored yet. I thought we were a lot closer. We haven't even done this? I could have sworn that we'd already come into this side and gone upwards to the right and started to clear. Did I have to look down at my hands before I said right? Yes, I did. Good memory, though. Fine, I'll take that. Hey, and the bubble shield. I now actually get the chance to take that without admitting my mistake earlier. Bubble shield. Watering crops creates a bubble shield to block projectiles, and pressure watering can is water faster. I don't know if the pressure watering can affects your followers. Ooh, blood rain. That's real damn good. I'm gonna fill the whole area with tomatoes. Let's go. Lesser earthquake to set me up for it as well. The game knows what it wants, and it wants this. Just that, and then that, and then that one as well. And then more tomatoes. How? I hate when the camps that you've aggroed in a previous life come back to bite you as you're a humble farmer in this one. So just going to be growing out from the center. You'll be able to see it all again when the pattern repeats as they all get harvestable. I mean, I do have 19 of these. Maybe I start setting up the harvest now? Because I am going to need time for all of these to mature. And I've got all of these other, like, medium tier seeds I can put down. Yeah, alright, fine. We'll expand. Although I should probably have a rain cloud down already now. Bit too late to be starting that. This is going to be the most powerful blood rain of all time. And perfect. So we didn't get to full explore all of the sides, because obviously that's the Undertaker coming for me right now, and all I now have is this boss fight, and then the boss fight immediately thereafter. But I'm fine with that, given the ridiculous wealth we get to pick up now. I will also mention that I can't just leave all of these here and then harvest them at the start of the next season. Unfortunately, not how it works. They will all get auto-matured and harvested at the end of today. In fact, at this point now, there's no reason not to always have a rain cloud running. Just because there's not going to be enough time between now and the end of the game for me to run out of them. I just want the Undertaker dead so I don't have to worry about its friends. I should put down one of these higher tier Atomicrops because it's going to get auto-harvested, and I might as well just get, you know, an extra 1,000 off of that. Pretty sure all of the bunnies disappear when that happens as well. At least I'm hoping so. And they did. Perfect. At the very least, this will give me a lot of fertilizer back. Worst case scenario, I don't know, I guess mega build 2 sunflowers? If I mega build 2 sunflowers next fight, that'll work. I'll just win the fight based off of those. Problem solved, I guess. Alright, I may as well waste this extra Atomicrops. Yeah, a sec. Putting it down in just the blank space there. Thank you for all of the extra seeds and fertilizer. And then tomorrow I'm just going to pop the sunflowers. It's fine. It's fine. I just did not find enough ways to fund fertilizer over the course of that run. To get a real good score, I would have needed more. Just going to play this as many times as possible, as is what I want to do at the end of an episode. Pick up a bunch more cornucopias so that if they ever add anything else to this game, I can immediately buy all of it. I'm just prepping for the future. Good toil right. And get him! Get him! Is that seriously not gonna do it? Oh my god! But I earned so much money! I thought it was related to how much money you earn from the crops, and that's like the most that you can get. I'm kind of glad that it's not related to that, apparently. Maybe it's just the amount of things that... It can't be the amount of things that hit. Because there's 70 of those per... Maybe it's just sunflowers don't count much for it. There's 70 sunflower seeds per mega sunflower, that is. So, we're actually going to start seeing attack patterns I haven't even seen before. One of the quirks about the higher years is that the final boss does get harder faster, and I imagine that's what we're currently seeing. These skulls being part of the harder, faster. That said, I'm just gonna quickly win the game before they become too hard or too fast for me. There's a year 4? Good lord. All right. Submit Rhapsody. I guess there's a year 4 that I'm also gonna have to contend with. Oh, never mind. Coming soon. Okay. So now I have to figure out what the actual goal continuing for the series will be. Like, that is to say, while I am continuing to wait for more content in this game, any interim content, should it be on year 3 in the highest difficulty, but, you know, possibly dying, or possibly having shorter runs, or possibly having less fulfilling runs, but more difficult, more impressive, maybe. Or lower years, higher numbers, bigger, more fantastical kind of results, but not necessarily as difficult as the game might get. If you have an opinion between the two, I would love to hear it in the comment section down below. But for the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Atomicrops. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.